But if I have to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't you proud to beg, sweet darling? Please don't leave me, girl. Ain't you proud to plead, baby, baby? Please don't leave me, girl. Now I heard a crying man is half a man with no sense of pride. But if I have to cry to keep you, I don't mind weeping if it'll keep you by my side. Ain't you proud to beg?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 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 Madhouse TV with your host Bobby Baby Walker from Baby Love Music, and my co-hostess
My name is Chella.
Shella.
Yes.
And you're with the
Body Shop TV.
Body Shop TV, right? She's my co-hostess today, and what we're gonna do today is review some of the music that we have already gone over. And we're gonna ask you, please, if you could call in on the next segment. We're gonna try to set up the phone so you can call in and ask questions. Okay? If that's possible.
Absolutely. Anything's possible.
Everything is possible. There you go. I like that. I like that. Okay, so we had gone through the very basics of music and reading music and deciphering what is what on the very elementary level, okay? And one of the things that we talked about was, and I'm going to put this up here, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see it, is the clef, the G clef, okay? And it looks like an old English G, like, General Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that looks like that is an old English G, and this looks like an old English G. And they call it the G clef also because the little twirl here goes around the G line, okay? And so when you make the clef, you make a line down just past the end of the staff, and then you twirl it around. You make a half moon on one side, another half moon on the other side, and then you twirl it around the G line.
Is the twirl significant of anything, Bobby?
No.
Okay.
The only one that's significant is the G line because has to be around the G line.
Okay.
Okay, that kind of helps people to know where they are. Okay, then the next thing after the G clef, we went to time signatures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, time signatures. 4/4 is a very common time. Okay, and the top 4 means how many beats in a measure, and a measure is the distance between one line and the next. Okay, so there's 4 beats within that one bar space, right? And the bottom number means what kind of note gets one complete beat. So in this case, a 4 in fractions is a quarter. So we're going to call that a quarter. Okay? All right, so a quarter note gets 1 beat, and there's 4 beats in every bar. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you should be seeing quarter notes. And I did it on on the bottom here so you could see what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Okay. Then we went over key signatures, okay? And this is all in the beginning of a piece, all right? All in the beginning. So the key signature goes just before the time signature, okay? So you'll see flats or sharps, which sharps are tic-tac-toes, and flats look like bees, all right? And they will be before, right after the G clef, and before the time signature, okay? And in this case, there are no sharps or no flats, which indicates the key of C, all right? Very significant because we're going to do a lot of work in the key of C, okay? All right, moving right along. There are 7 letters, 7-letter names to the musical alphabet, okay? Everybody knows how to count to 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's starting from the bottom.
Now we're here.
Starting from the bottom here, right, is E,
Nope.
excuse
There
me,
you go.
E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and E. All right? That's 7. There are the lines of the space, the staff have 5 letters, and they are E, G, B, D, and F.
Right.
Got that? Okay. Now, the spaces of the staff are, and this is only the treble staff. We're dealing specifically with the treble staff, okay, which is the treble clef, the G clef, okay. The spaces are, this looks like it's on a line, but it's actually on a space. I can't draw that well. So this is an F, A, C, and E. Any of you little guys can tell me what that spells?
Hey.
That's right, face. Okay. All right, moving right along. There is, in music, a constant, when you start music, there is a constant beat, okay? And we call that the universal beat, or I call it the universal beat, okay? And this is what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. Okay? Now, there are symbols that group this universal beat into different times. Okay? So if you want to do 4 beats at one time, and one note for 4 beats, you have the whole note down here. Okay? So you play the whole note, ba, right? And you hold it for 4 beats. That's what that means. Okay? All right. Then the next one, symbol, is if you want to group this universal beat into half notes or 2-beat symbols, right? Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? ta, ta. Okay? Then the next one is if you want to have one beat symbols, that's the universal beat time, right? The same. And that's ta, 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 ta. Okay? Then the next one is half of the quarter if you want to break it up into halves. And it's said, it's played T, 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 or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So that means that when you hit the floor, like if you're tapping, when you hit, that's 1, and when you come up, that's and then when you come back down, that's 2, the next beat, and that's how time elapses in music. Okay? So when you look at a record and you see it says 3 minutes and 21 seconds, that's why, because this takes time to play these. All right? Okay, there are different time signs that tells you how fast to take it, how slow to take it, etc., but we won't be dealing with that just yet. Okay?
Before you turn the page, Bobby, I noticed that for the lines you have E, G, B, D, F. And I remember as a little girl learning music, every good boy does fine, to help us remember it.
Absolutely. I missed that one. Thank you. All right, the lines, to remember the lines, we use a sentence. And that sentence is, every good boy does fine. And you use the first letter of each one of those words to remember the name of the lines. And we're talking about the lines going up, okay? When we talk about the lines names, we go up the staff rather than down the staff, okay? So when we talk about numbering the lines, we talk about the lines going up the staff, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? Going up the staff only, all right? Okay, questions?
No, that all is coming back to me from when I was a young girl, learning how to read music.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody have any questions out there? We'll wait a few minutes and maybe we can go to break and yeah? Okay, and we'll be right back. Get your questions ready. All right.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
I'm Tommy Marr. I'm down in St. Bart's having a good time. A lot of people at this time, they like to go have a little cocktail. But you know what I do? I'm going to watch MadhouseTV.com. You got that right.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Madhouse TV, and I'm your host, Bobby Baby Walker, and this is my co-hostess, Chella, and we're doing from the Body Shop.
Body Shop TV.
And we're doing a review of the music that we talked about in earlier segments. And I just want to show you one more time the fact that this is a constant beat, all right? It's like a clock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, all right? And we group them in different numbers of beats at that same rate, okay? There's different symbols that you can group them in, and that's how time elapses in music, okay? And we have the whole note, half notes, which are 2 beats each. The whole note is 4 beats. Quarter notes, which are 1 beat, and eighth notes, which are half a beat. Tick, tick, T, 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 T. All right? Okay, so now we go to the next segment, and we talk about intervals. Now, intervals are the distance between 2 notes. Only 2 notes. 3 notes is a chord, 2 notes is an interval. All right? This is important because when you start building chords, you have to know intervals. Okay? So here we have do, and we're going to give it syllables. Okay? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And I have it written down here, okay? So it's do, re, do, mi, do, fa, do, sol, do, la, do, ti, do, do. All right? And in sound, it sounds like this. Do, re, and when you sight reading something, you just choose any note as do, and you start from there. Do, Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay? So it's do, re, do, mi, do, fa, do, sol, do, la, do, ti, do, do.
Very good.
And backwards, you have to know it backwards and forward. So it's do, ti, do, 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 do. Okay. Do, ti, do, la, do, sol, do, fa, do, mi, do, re, do, do. All right? And it would be a good idea if you practice that, okay? This do, if you notice, it's another line, okay? This line goes all the way across, and that's where we're doing the do from, okay? The low of do, and that is called a ledger line. Ledger line. And ledger lines extend the staff up or down. In this case, we're extending it down, okay? So we extended it one more line so we can have a lower do, all right? So it's do, re, do, mi, do, fa, do, sol, do, la, do, ti, do, do. Do, ti, do, la, do, sol, do, fa, do, mi, do, re, do, do. That's the way the scale sounds in intervals, all right? We have the syllables here. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And it goes backwards too. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay? You have to practice that, and you have to practice it often. Okay?
We have a phone call.
We got a phone call, so we're gonna see if we can answer a question. Okay, ready. Hello, this is Madhouse TV. Bobby Walker speaking.
Yes, I'm learning how to play the guitar, and I'm wondering, should I start with a major scale? What scale should I start with?
You should start with the major scale if you're going to start scales, okay? Because you have to get the sound of the major scale. Guitar players actually are instrumentalists that are counted on a lot, so you have to know all the scales. But the major scale is the first scale that you should learn, and then the minor scale of that major scale, which starts on the 6th degree. Okay,
But
so
they're telling me that the major scale is not a good scale to learn with, that I should actually start with the minor scale first.
well, I recommend the major scale because it's it's easier to learn. The sound is easier, and I'm sure you've heard the major scale 150,000 times and didn't know that it was a major scale.
That's true.
So once you start playing the major scale, and you get it into your ear, and you know where your fingering is to do a major scale, that gives you a lot of latitude, because you have to also, when you learn chords, you have to build chords from the major scale. Okay, most of the time. They have what they call prime chords, and they are in the major scale, the 1, the 4, the 5. I'm sure you've heard of that, right?
Yes, I have.
Right.
Now, let me ask you, now, is the 6th fret on the A string is an EB, which is not the C major scale, am I correct?
Repeat that?
What I said was the 6th fret on the A string in the EB, which is not the C major scale? Instead, it should be the 7th fret,
I'm not talking about the 6th fret now, because each fret is a half step in guitar.
That's
I'm
right.
not. One thing I gotta preface is that I'm not a guitarist, but each fret is a half step. It's not a whole step. Okay, so
That's right.
I'm talking about the 6th
Okay, well,
degree.
thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you for calling in. I really appreciate that.
Have a great weekend.
Have a nice weekend. Hello? Hello, Bobby Walker.
Nope, we don't have another call yet.
Oh, thought somebody was calling in. Okay, so here in the C major scale, we have the 5 intervals, and the 6th interval, which is A in the key of C, right? Because it's C, D, E, F, G, A. All right? A is the 6th degree, and the 6th degree is where the minor of C, the relative minor of C is. Okay? Now, the gentleman was talking about the 6th fret, and I think, I hope I didn't mislead him. The 6th fret would make it a different interval, okay, because you have to, it goes by half steps, all right? And this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But yeah, about 7 frets instead of 6. Okay. So here we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And you have to learn that so that you can get the sound in your ear, because when you start sight reading, we're gonna be going back and forth in different times, all right? And you have to be able to go back and forth doing the solfeggio, all right? So it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And to learn it, I recommend that you learn the syllables first, all right, without any sound. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And then you apply the sound to it, okay? That way you catch it a little quicker.
That makes sense.
All right? Okay. I just wanted to mention here that the intervals also are 2 C's, right? Do, do on the same note is a perfect unison, okay? It should sound like one note. Perfect unison sounds like one note, okay? Then you have, and that's do, do. Then you have do, re, and it is a major second. 2, major second, all right? And that's do, re. Then you have the major third, do, mi. Then you have the perfect fourth, do, fa. Perfect fifth, do, sol. Major sixth, do, la. Major seventh, do, ti. And perfect octave, do, do. All right? Now, like I said, it makes sense for you to try to learn the sounds, okay? But first learn the intervals, okay? All right. The next thing that we're going to do is, you have any questions?
No. No.
You got all of that?
I got all of that. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do,
Okay.
ti, la, fa, sol. I always get confused in the center.
Yeah.
But you're right. You make a good point that you should learn the syllables first before putting notes sound to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the intervals, knowing what intervals you are working with is helpful. Okay, this is just a way of identifying where you are and what you're doing, and how to know exactly what you're doing. Okay, like a lot of people look at music and say, "Oh, I can't decipher that. I don't know what that is." You know, a lot of dots. You know, well, this is what explains the dots. Okay. All right. I didn't write up the next section. The next section is chords. So you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Right? And on each one of those notes, you can put two notes on top of each other, 3 notes apart, right? So it's do, re, mi, fa, sol. Okay, 3 notes apart, and that would be the first chord, and that would be called number 1. We're gonna call them by numbers, all right, and by letter names. We're in the key of C, so the first chord of C is C, and that C is also called the number 1 chord. That's not confusion? Okay. very
I'm
good.
following you.
Yeah. Sometimes I confuse myself. Okay. So from there on, you can count up the scale to 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like we did with the regular scale, right? And you can build every 3 notes on top of each note of the scale, right? And the second chord would be called a minor chord, and it would be called D minor, and it would be called 2, number 2, right? Okay, the next chord would be E in the key of C, and you put 2 notes on top of that, build 2 notes on top of the E, and it would be called E minor, or
Number 3.
3. Okay, the next chord, you getting the gist of this? It's number 4 chord, and it is a major chord, and it is called the 4 chord. All right. The next chord is G, and build 2 notes on top of the G, and it becomes a G major chord, and it's called the 5 chord. The 5 chord is a very important chord, okay?
Why is that?
It is the chord that leads back to do,
Oh.
okay? Most of the time when they use that chord, they want it to go back to do. Okay? That's why it's important. The next chord is the sixth note of the scale, which is A, and you build two notes on top of that. It's A minor, okay? And that's the sixth degree, all right? Now, the sixth degree is important because that is where the minor scale starts, okay? And without putting any sharps or flats to it, it's called the natural minor. So if you go up the scale, or if you, in a guitar or on a piano, all the white keys from from A all the way up to A, that is called the natural minor. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that. There are actually 3 minors in each scale. I mean, each major scale has 3 minors. Okay? And we're not going to go into them right now, but that's the natural minor. Okay? That's the first one. Okay, then we have B in the key of C. All right, that's the T of the scale. All right, that is a diminished chord if you build 2 notes on top of it. All right, and this particular chord is ambiguous, okay, because it can lead to different places. Most people use it to lead to do, all right, T, do, but it can go different places because they're exactly the same intervals apart, okay, and that is 2 minor intervals on top of each other, okay. So because of that, they can go just about anywhere that those intervals can go. All right. Now, I'm not sure that that came out right.
Fake it till you make it, Bobby.
Yeah. Anyway, so and then of course we have do as the last note, right? And you building 2 chords, 2 notes above that, and you have the 1 chord again. Okay? And I think we're going to end there until next week, where we'll pick it up at chords and go to prime chords and voice leading. Okay, which means connecting chords. All right?
That was interesting, Bobby.
Thank you very much.
Very informative. You're a genius.
I'm a junior.
Yes.
Oh, God. Oh, yes. I wanted to mention the marathon.
What marathon?
The Language of Love. There you go. Language of Love Marathon, which is coming up on, is that March? It's coming soon to a theater near you. Okay.
What is the marathon? What's the Language of Love? What is that about?
That is, we're going to be raising money for strokes victims and aphasia victims.
Very nice. Where's it going to be held?
Madhouse TV is going to be hosting us, so you can come and sing.
Sing? You don't want them to leave. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
It's going to be in the spring of next year, 2015?
Yes.
Very nice.
And Renee Marie Testa, my original hostess, is going to be hosting it.
Nice.
And she is like great doing it. She's like, I call her a little firecracker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's good. So be looking for the Language of Love marathon, telethon marathon. I'll be okay. And coming to a theater near you. All right. So now I'm gonna do some singing.
Oh, awesome.
But first, should we go to commercial break?
Sounds like a
Okay,
good
we're gonna
idea.
go to commercial break, and I will sing a couple of songs for you.
Awesome. I love your singing, Bobby.
Thank
I look
you,
forward to
thank
that.
you.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful frame prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
All right. I'm trying to get in the scene here. Oh my
get it
God.
down.
All right, I'm in. Hi.
Hi, I'm Karen Vito.
Hi, and I'm Regina Galley.
We're here doing a show called Shake It Up.
Right, and Shake Up stands for style,
Health,
attitude,
kindness.
entertainment.
That's right. But
That's
really,
right.
it's more about gossip.
Yes.
Because that's what we do. We gossip.
We like to gossip.
I
We
love
like to gossip, interview people. We're going to have some health tips. We're going to tell you what's in, what's not.
Yeah,
We're
there's a
gonna
lot
have
of things that's
fun.
not in them. That's I
Yeah,
really
that's the
want to
problem.
focus on what's not in.
People
because
don't know what's age
They make
appropriate.
mistakes. They
Yeah,
just make mistakes.
They just.
So we're going to correct those mistakes.
Yeah. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m., so we want you to join us. And we're also going to have a great segment on health and what's new.
Wellness.
Yes,
Wellness.
health and wellness.
Health and wellness.
What's
Very
new,
important
what's
to
not.
us.
Yeah.
We work really hard with that. We coach a lot of people through that. So
Yep.
you're going to join us.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
You're going to get healthy.
Yeah. And you're gonna have a good time. Oh, and we're also gonna have the curse jar.
Yes. I love that.
That's gonna be awesome. $5 for fuck's sake.
Come see us in the morning.
Bye. Join us.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And we're at Madhouse TV. And I'm your host, Bobby Baby Walker, giving you a nice music lesson. I hope you all studying hard. Okay, we're going to sing for you now. Okay, first tune is this one. Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? You'll find your fortune falling all over town. Make sure that your umbrella is upside down. Traded for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So if you hear thunder, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. Pennies from heaven. Pennies from heaven. You find your fortune falling all over town. Make sure that your umbrella is upside down. Traded for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So if you hear it thunder, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. So take a break, take a breath from the clean, fresh air. Put a smile on your face, be a millionaire. The streets outside are paved with gold. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and for me. Thank you. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes a walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes, ah. When she walks, she's like a samba that sways so cool and swings so gentle, and when she passes, each one she passes goes, ah. Oh, but I watch her so sadly. How can I tell her I love her? Oh, I would give my heart gladly, but each time that she walks through the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at me. Oh, and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes I smile, but she doesn't see. Hey!
so sadly. How can I tell her I love her? Yes, I would give my heart gladly, but each time that she walks through the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at me. Oh, that girl, and lovely the girl from Ipanema goes a walking, and when she passes I smile, but she doesn't see. She doesn't see. Oh, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're signing off. Come back next week.